Hey guys, my name is Cityek and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where the town is now slowly changing, or at least it's trying to change with how the game works. It's wanting to step away from the small farming village that it is and slowly to expand into some type of a mini city in many ways. Now, obviously, we're going to try and make sure it doesn't do that. And today, we're going to try and plan out ways in which we can kind of build smaller other communities dotted around and potentially even plan out a new town. But the only problem that's stopping me is having more tiles to unlock. Now, last episode, we got down some more of the city services. We've got down a recycling plant and the waste treatment plant as well, which hopefully is going to serve the town and the region for many years to come right now. We also managed to unlock more tiles, so we extended the train line leading out as well. Things are looking up. Now, there's a few things that I didn't get done last episode that I need to do, mainly providing postal services to the smaller satellite villages, and we need to increase the amount of kind of exports and production that we have, because right now, we're actually not making any money. I know, we've put so much money into service-related things that we've kind of neglected that, who's going to pay for these? I don't know. So if you are enjoying this series so far, boys, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. So I think the easiest thing to do right now is to obviously provide more kind of farming fields to produce more product so we can export more to make more money. That is the obvious thing that we need to do to kind of continue. We got a little bit of a car crash right now on the train terminal. Here's a train right now which is actually leading out but not exporting anything, which I find really weird to see. What's going on there, boys? What's going on there right now? So maybe they're exporting the majority of it via trucks. That could be the way forward. It might be the quicker route for them, because to go that way and then lead all the way out down there, it's quicker just to drive onto this road and go out there because of how close the edge of the region is. So maybe we need to start thinking about additional train lines in the future. Could be the way forward. It could be the way forward. So let's start placing down a few additional farms to begin with to make some additional money. Now we're making vast amounts of profit, but it's here and there. We've gone from making big losses to big profits. It all depends on when the export money comes in and all that kind of jazz. But it's not enough to kind of keep us as an overall up. So we need to get more grain farming in, and we need to get more vegetable farming in. So let's just start with these two first and see how we can get on. So let's do some grain farming first. And let's try and fill then some of these beautiful little areas that we originally got all up and running and fill them with farms. This is quite exciting. So the farming land is now starting to expand out, and those little satellite villages will eventually be surrounded by all these beautiful farms producing all of our product, and that's quite exciting. I ain't gonna lie, it's quite exciting. Now I'm going to put this one just here because I want to try and have them all going in different kind of orientations, so the lines of the farming fields are all different. So I don't want it too uniform because it looks like I've planned it out, even though I'm planning it out. You know what I mean? But that's all in. Now this one could actually fit the whole radius. So this is pretty nice. This one's going to be the pièce de résistance, which I think 3 of these to begin with right now will be more than enough to see us through. More than enough to see us through for a while before I need to add any more in. We're then just going to add a couple of vegetable ones in. So I was actually quite hesitant about this large bit here, but seeing how it's now turned out, it's gone pretty well. So big chunk there of grain farming. I now want to add in some vegetable ones. So let's start here then. So this is going to be quite interesting because these are smaller areas on this side, and we have the water tower to kind of contend with as well. So we might need to get a few additional ones compared to the amount of grain farm that we got in. So let's go this way. Oh no, we're going this way, sorry. I do apologise. And then, can that one squeeze in there? Yes, it can. Perfect. Right, I'm liking the contrasting layouts. Because not every farmer has to kind of plow their fields in the same directions. I'm sure there's a reason for like going in a certain direction, whatever's the most efficient to run, to plow. I don't know. If anyone knows the logistics of how farmers decide on which way their grain fields run, I'm assuming it's the longest side they go on, because obviously the less turns their tractors have got to do, make it the most efficient. I'm assuming that's what it is. I could be wrong. If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section down below. Appreciate it, boys. Appreciate it right now. Right, so I've got 4 of those now in, and that's really now kind of bulked out the farming fields. This is really becoming the countryside at this point, isn't it? It really is becoming the countryside at this point. So if I fast forward then, is wait for them to get there over their initial shock, because they normally kind of jump up quite big. They do normally jump up quite big before they settle down a little bit. And now it's pretty much all reasonable. It will kind of fluctuate here and there, but we definitely do have a nice little surplus on the go. Now, we'll try and add a few more people in the town itself, because I have a feeling we just don't have enough workers. And we've got to be a little bit careful, because yes, this is the bigger town that we've got. I don't want to make it too big, but also I need to make sure that I can also utilize low density residential as well. Otherwise, boys, they're all gonna. This is the problem we got right now. The town wants to become a larger town, and so a lot of my low density zoning doesn't want to build itself in the city, which is hilarious in many ways. Right, I'm gonna run this down here like that. And I think I'll end that just there. So these are like little back alleys for the housing on this side. And I don't know whether to kind of squeeze a small little car park in for them. I know they've got car parks over on that side. That gives us the walkability on this side. Can they enter the train station from this side? I don't know if they can or not. It could be a case that I might need to do a little walkover. I might do that. I actually might do. Let's do that. Let's do that. So the little walkover then. I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out, but how high is it got to be? If I go a 10, see, I can do a 10 going straight over, but the problem is, when you do a 10, you've then got to do like a really, really long trail leading down. Can this one go straight down? It does. So that going up and over there, which is not too bad, but now just completely shortens the distance. And I'll do a walking path to here. I'll cut through all of it together, so it becomes quite accessible to the area. Now, would I want to do one over on this side is the next question. Just to kind of like split the difference. I like the covered pedestrian crossing side of it as well. So running this over. Oh, this now not going to work? Okay, no, we're all good. We're all good. So by the logic then, right, I'm going to have to get rid of that double crossing. We are going to have to get rid of that double crossing. Now, it's as short as I can make it. Now, I'll run this all the way up as well. So, let me see if I can get rid of that double crossing. So, road crossings. There we go. Because we can utilize that one. That one's fine. I'll keep that one there. That's fine. They're fine. I'll keep that one there. And even though there's that there as well, but I'll keep that there. So, I've now just made the train station a lot more accessible, which means I can quite comfortably place down these low density residential buildings. But let me just first see if there is a possibility of maybe squeezing a small car park in somewhere. Where could I utilize? Oh, there. Okay, that's not as big as I was hoping. I like how it kind of connects to the path. Interesting. We'll drop some trees there. Right, anyway, residential. Bam, 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 bam. Now, all the roads around here are red, meaning that they don't really have desirability to build the low-density residential, and that's where we're having some slight issues, because the town is trying to become a bigger town and a slightly smaller city than I want it to. It's going to hinder us. My own town is going to hinder me building a farming town. It's quite interesting. But that's where we have to start figuring out how to build smaller towns and try and control the density of FarmTown right now. It's going to be interesting. Now, while they build all that up then, we're going to take a look at our communications and get in a couple of mailboxes dotted around. Now, we've got them in and around the farming area, but we don't have them on the farming towns, little satellite villages that we created. So I'll place one over here, which will kind of serve that whole little section. One over here as well, little mailbox there, that'll keep them happy. And we do have one there, but I'm going to give the town its very own one anyway. Very nice, boys. Very nice. And that just kind of extends our city services. Now, I asked you guys last episode, would it make sense for me to build some offices? A lot of you said, yeah, it kind of does make sense to build some offices, but it's got to be within the industrial area. And it could transition down there, but I know that these are going to be way too big. So I might try and cap them by designating some road. Oh, I don't know how to kind of cap them off, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, I don't actually know where the best place to put them would be. Maybe you guys can give me some suggestions on where we could potentially put some offices. I don't want to do too many, but they're going to need offices for, you know, businesses need offices. It can't all just be factories. But I want to kind of, you know, slightly control it a little bit anyway. Right. There we go, boys. The low density residential has grown. It has moved in. And it's looking pretty glorious. Now, how is the school looking? The school's... Oh, wow. It's getting pretty close. So I might, within the high school area here, build another elementary school. So, elementary. It is a smallish building. Do I get it near the train station? I mean... Let's be real, guys. The children will not like... No, you know what? They might like seeing trains every day. They might like seeing the trains every day. Now, I'm spending this huge amount of cash, right? When I'm also struggling to have cash. Now, we'll build a playground there and a playground just there to cap it all off. And that becomes another beautiful elementary school. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able... Now, I'm losing money pretty rapidly right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to place down low-density residential around here. Should we see if we can get away with it? Let's first build a couple of these little alley-style roads. So if I first build in the center this square, and if I go through the middle like that, I'm going to see if I can cut that down to there. And... This is a bit of a design, It's a bit of a design. Do I go straight down? Now that's interesting. I don't know why I've technically done that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not 100% sure why I've done that. But let me see what happens. Oh, okay, so we can get the smaller residential in the middle. Okay, that's worked out. And then could I utilize that to be built? Yes. I think because that road's green. See, there was a reason I did that. Because the road's green on the inside, it's kind of being utilized, but they kind of fall a little bit short there because the density's not there. And that's weirdly worked out. But you're not enough water? I don't think that was like properly connected to the road itself. But we do have some need for commercial over here anyway. We've got commercial over there. I think around here might be good. I might just place some commercial just here. And also back it onto the train line side of it. Because there's lots of car parking around here as well. It's where they can do a lot of shopping. So that's worked out fairly well. Now, does it need a post box? And there's one nearby. There's a bus route and it's easy to walk to get to the train station or the bus station as well. So I don't think there's too much we need to worry about on that extent, but it's the money side of it. Money is what we need. Now, we're a million miles away from unlocking the next milestone before we get a nice big 2.2 million in the bank. So it's all about just trying to create additional exports and keep moving it in the right direction. Now, how is the oh, look at that right now, the budget drop. I think what we need to do is export some of our excess to make a little bit more cash. So we're going to invest quite heavily right now in selling the excess water and the excess power outside of the region. So if I first look at, let's do waterworks first. And if I connect to here and then bring this down, so this is going to cost me a little bit of money. But if I connect it to here and then run this down to, so if I first go to, I'm doing it diagonal right now, and then connect it to there. Now, does that not connect? Let me find out. Yes. I think the way that that road is situated makes the connection look a bit funky. But this will allow us now to all of a sudden export our excess. So water and sewage, you'll see the export numbers should slightly now change. As now, like I said, able to export the excess water, which there won't be a huge amount, but it will all help, it'll all help. And then for us to do the same with power. Now, it's a bit different because the power, we've got to do it to a power line. But the problem is, we need a transformer station, don't we, to transform it to what we need it to. And that's 30,000 big ones. So, you know, we're investing quite heavily here. So I'm going to place you there. And I'm going to do this all underground so we don't have to stare at... You know what? No, we won't do underground. We'll stare at the wires. Because this is what you would see in the countryside, wouldn't it? You would see these wires. And we'll have the train line run along with it. So to there, and then directly out. Now, in terms of power, we should start seeing some exports happening then. There we go, a little bit of export. But I'm down to my last 100,000. Yikes. So we're exporting 80 megawatts. And if it was connected to a power station, I can export everything, but I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. Now, we do have a little bit of a surplus in terms of the services right now. Garbage management, the fees are coming in right now, so people are paying the big bucks. I could up the budget and stuff like that, it's not a problem. Electricity, we're getting a little bit of export going out as well, but we can only export 80 megawatts at a time. That's all I can pretty much do. In terms of the power anyway, I don't really have that excess anyway of 80 megawatts, so we're not going to get the full shebang unless I build more wind turbines. But we got to be a bit careful because money is going to be quite scarce shortly. So, residential. It's slightly extending to where we can maybe get more low density around here. But at the same time, we've got to spend some of this medium density or the row housing density anyway. So let's continue that going down. And there's room there to squeeze 2 more in. So we get some more row houses squeezed in. And more tax slightly being paid. But yeah, anyway, production-wise. Where do we stand with all of this? Now, we will keep exporting it. What are my exports saying these days? It's all still pretty high. What about the actual product that it creates, the material goods? So we're kind of slightly slacking on the textiles there. So we could... It's not as easy as just producing more, you know, cotton and stuff like that, because you need the factories to produce the textiles. But we'll add a few additional more in right now. How much do these cost us, by the way? Are they cost us anything? I don't know if these actually cost us anything, to be honest with you. There's a lot I can add in around here now. So now we're going right up to the edge of the road. Well, that one's in. I'm going to squeeze in one just here as well. So all the way down and then pretty much go around the edge. Or can I? Yeah, I can get it right to the edge there. So I thought the thing was slightly overlaying it then. Right, just 2 more simply in right now. Because you're now building up to the boundary of that road. And we'll have to start thinking about extending it a little bit. So once we get above 100,000 in cash in the bank, we know we're kind of heading in the right direction slightly. But It's a tough one. It is a tough one right now, but we have kind of set out ways in which we can make more cash anyway. So hopefully that works out for us. Now, I'm going to try and fill some of these gaps up. So we'll go back to building. We'll do another. Ooh, the resource slightly runs out there. I wonder why it runs out there. Because I'm sure I kind of set it up to kind of do all of it. I can place down there like the livestock farming. That doesn't require the resource. So it's not wasted space. Alright, keep it going. All the way down. Oh, we're at the boundary there. Right, let me move this. Oh no, I've got to delete it. I didn't realise we were out of the boundary there. Right, this is a tough one because I've had to place it now here for it to remain in the boundary for all of it. Yikes. That was quite an awkward placement, to be honest with you. But works nonetheless. It works nonetheless. So all of these little farms I've now placed down are all complaining about the same thing. There is lack of high-skilled labour. And that high-skilled labour in question is mainly educated status. So we do have a high school. If they choose to go to it or not, it's entirely up to them. We've got the maxed out elementary school here. This one is now going to get the overspill. Hopefully it does anyway. Hopefully it does. But we need to start getting some smarty pants moving in. You know what I mean? Just to fill those slight little farms. Not all of them require it. But then again, you got to wait for the farms to upgrade. It's crazy, right? We just need more people moving in, but that's why you got to start figuring out where we want to start implementing additional towns. Now, we've got a lot of satellite villages in, and I need to unlock more tiles to be able to do it. Now, we've currently got 3 tiles that I can utilize, and on the next upgrade, we get 12 tiles. So where could I plan the next little mini town? Now, I think the next little one that we build won't be like a little satellite village. It will be a smaller town. Now, obviously, having something around here makes sense. 1, the road runs through it. And also, 2, the train line runs through it. So we can have a little stop off as well as they go along on the train. So if I was to buy some tiles, where would I buy them here? I think on the cusp of the bend there kind of makes sense, dotted around here. Because I could build it as this side there. So if I bought these 2. Oh, actually, I can't afford them. I just realised. Yeah, we definitely need some cash, boys. We definitely need some cash. So apart from the usual stuff, creating more exports, raising the taxes, getting more people moved in, what are other ways that you find that is quite easy to earn additional cash fast in City Skylines 2? If anyone knows, let me know in the comment section down below. Now, we got to figure out also how we ending this slight area too. Because I can lead the roads down. So if that went down to there, obviously I then have this, which doesn't quite reach the edges. And also that's slightly messed up as well. Why is that not connected in? Why is the... Why is it doing that? Am I missing something? Huh? What's going on here? I have no idea what was going on there, boys. Maybe it was just slightly off the alignment. Huh? I don't know what was going on there. And it's happened here as well. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I'm going to switch up the alignment anyway and get this to run down this way. Oh my goodness me. What is going on with this alignment now? Do I question it? Even I don't know anymore, boys. Even I don't know anymore what's going on. But I'm liking this style of road anyway, leading through. So what we'll do is we'll kind of split it. Ugh. Well, I'll come off this. How has these alignments all gone completely out squiff? I thought this is set up perfectly. Like, seriously, hold on, let me delete all this. Look at those 90s, baby. What is going on? Even I don't know anymore, boys. Even I don't know anymore. Right, down to there. Right, I'm designing it off this way instead. Nope. I don't know how to pull it onto that snap. Or not. Right, I ain't going to whinge too much right now because I'm trying to do things here. And it's just going to slightly throw me off. But I'm trying to now come away from the sprawling and slowly start to set up the awkwardness of these low density residential areas. It's where things slowly start to make not much sense. What happened on that? I just realised that's a complete turn. It's where things slowly start to make not a lot of sense. But there's one common theme. It's going to be interesting. So stuff like this. We'll do little walkways cutting through. So it looks like the road should have continued, but instead, it's the actual path that kind of continues. Now, low density residential would be okay. Oh, that's not even the right one. Will be okay because we've now managed, right, to get rid of the density. So we should be okay with filling all this up. So squeeze what we can squeeze in. I'm going to actually go quite decently large in this area. I'm going to sprawl it out to there, and I think I might do some commercial. I'll do some commercial there if I do it. So yeah, we'll squeeze some, I mean, because we got shops here backing on one another, so we'll kind of continue that fashion. And then we'll do some just here as well. And then go the whole hog just there. So that's a lot more zoning being thrown in as well. And it kind of sets up the sprawl because it's going to end around here as well. It's going to go to about just after the train line, maybe to about there. Where this road is probably going to be the cut-off. I know where to do a few little bit of maybe some factory up here. Or maybe not. But then it's going to all return to farming land on that side. So we've got the ideas. The ideas are there. It's just now having enough money to implement them. I think my biggest issue was I went for the big utility stuff to kind of... I mean, it's not a problem I went for it so early, but that's going to serve us for quite some time, so I don't have to spend much money on that. Now, would it make sense to have an asymmetrical road to turn out here? So, asymmetrical road just to simply turn out. Just to allow more vehicle flow. Not that it was going to be much of an issue anyway. But not bad. Now, there's no traffic lights on these, is there? Was there did traffic lights get put on that? Yeah, we'll get rid of it. Just to allow it to continue to flow. I mean, I'm fully expecting us to experience some huge traffic backlogs at some point, because it's not set up to how you would normally set up a little town or city. It's just, it's not adequate enough, this road leading through, but it could work out. The trees are starting to grow slightly as well, so you're now starting to get that little bit of character thrown in. It is slowly coming. A little bit of character is slowly coming. But I think I like it here anyway, because it's setting us up now quite nice. We've got a lot of kind of little kind of decisions already now made. We've got like the the additional kind of farming towns, little villages. Have got their postal services set up. I've now managed to kind of make the town on this side of it now start to request the lower density. Because that was my biggest problem and my biggest fear, is the town just consistently wanting that medium to high density, but I've managed to kind of get away with it, and I think that's using those smaller alley style roads. So I'm hoping the high density only remains in the central areas here. I've now managed to get it up there and down to there, so the sprawl can now continue. But we'll see what happens. I mean, anything can change. Anything can change. But we got to start thinking about making, again, big cash at this point. It's just on the cusp right now. I could increase taxes. I could lower some of the stuff as well. But I know what I've got is going to last me quite a while. So in a weird way, I kind of don't want to get rid of it. It's weird, right? It is kind of weird. We got landscape and stuff going on right now. Maintenance. Damn. So I could build more power-related stuff to get more exports on the go, but it's going to be a difficult one either way. It is going to be a difficult one. I think just building more spaces and spending more demands will push us in the right direction. So for now then, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? The town does look pretty good. If I go into the cinematic camera view to get rid of all of our issues, you can see how it's now all coming into place. The farming land will continue to expand and spread out. I've got to figure out if it will be worthwhile to maybe run a train line down here for a cargo run. Maybe. I just don't know where I'd put it. You can see the town now slowly coming into place. The trees going around the edge, the bypassing. It looks really good as well. And we just got to figure everything else out for it to all literally make sense. But we'll end it for here. Hope you did enjoy. If you did, smash that like button down below. But until next time, boys, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.